Meditation is not silence. It is strategy. It is not peace. It is power. And the greatest misunderstanding about meditation is that people believe it is about calming the mind, when in reality it is about training the mind to influence itself so deeply that it begins to influence others without words, without force, without intention being spoken aloud, because the human brain is not controlled by logic. It is controlled by repetition, emotion, expectation, and belief, and meditation rewires all four at the same time, quietly, invisibly, and relentlessly. Because when you sit in stillness and close your eyes, you are not escaping the world. You are entering the command center of perception itself, where thoughts are not random, they are programmable, where emotions are not reactions, they are rehearsals, and where attention is not passive, it is magnetic. Because attention shapes reality before reality shapes behavior, and the person who controls their attention controls the emotional climate around them. And this is where influence truly begins. Because influence is not persuasion, it is presence. It is the energy of certainty. It is the unspoken signal the nervous system sends to other nervous systems. And meditation trains that signal at the root, because the brain is a prediction machine, always scanning for safety, authority, confidence, and coherence. And when someone meditates deeply, their brain shifts from chaos to coherence, from noise to signal, from fragmentation to alignment. And coherence is contagious, because humans are biologically wired to synchronize with the calm, grounded nervous system in the room, which is why children feel safe around certain adults, why crowds follow certain leaders, why some people command attention without raising their voice. Because meditation does not make you passive, it makes you internally dominant, and dominance in. Psychology is not aggression, it is emotional stability under pressure. And the mind respects stability more than intelligence, more than beauty, more than status, because stability signals survival, and survival signals authority, and authority creates influence. And meditation builds this authority from the inside out. Because when you repeatedly observe your thoughts without reacting, you are teaching your brain a dangerous lesson, that you are not your fear, that you are not your impulse, that you are not your anger. And once the brain realizes this separation, it begins to reorganize itself around the observer, not the emotion. And this creates what psychologists call metacognition, the ability to think about thinking, which is the highest level of mental control. Because the person who can observe their own mind can interrupt patterns before they become actions. And patterns are the real drivers of human behavior, not choices, not morals, not intentions. And meditation weakens unconscious patterns while strengthening conscious response. And this is where mental influence becomes subtle and powerful. Because when you stop reacting, others start reacting to you. Because emotional reactivity is loud, predictable, and manipulable. But calm awareness is rare, unsettling, and commanding. And the human mind unconsciously defers to what it cannot read easily. And meditation makes you unreadable in the most grounded way, because your expressions slow down, your tone stabilizes, your breathing deepens, your micro-expressions soften, and all of these are signals the subconscious of others reads instantly, because communication happens faster through the nervous system than through language, and meditation optimizes that channel, because when you regulate your breath, you regulate your vagus nerve, and when you regulate your vagus nerve, you regulate emotional contagion, Beck. Aw's emotions spread faster than ideas, and meditation turns your emotional state into a broadcast signal. And people do not follow logic, they follow feeling. They follow how someone makes them feel about themselves. And meditation creates emotional safety, and emotional safety creates trust, and trust creates influence, because the brain lowers defenses around calm confidence. And defenses are the gatekeepers of belief. And once defenses lower, suggestion enters without resistance, which is why meditation has been used for centuries by monks, mystics, strategists, and leaders, not to escape society, but to master the invisible layer beneath it. Because the greatest form of control is not forcing someone to think differently. It is creating an environment where they choose differently on their own. And meditation shapes environment at the psychological level. because your internal state becomes external context. And humans mirror context automatically, because mirror neurons activate when we observe calm, focus, and intention. And meditation strengthens these qualities until they become embodied, not performed, because people can detect fake calm, but they surrender to real groundedness. And groundedness is built through thousands of moments of observing discomfort without fleeing, because meditation is not comfort. It is exposure therapy for the mind. It is teaching the brain that uncertainty is survivable, that silence is not danger, that stillness is not weakness. And once the brain learns this, fear loses its grip, and fear is the main tool of manipulation in society, because fearful minds seek authority, seek validation, seek direction, but fearless minds become reference points for others, and reference points shape group behavior, and group behavior shapes culture, and meditation quietly upgrades you from participant to anchor, because the person who is centre D becomes the axis, others rotate around, not because they demand it, but because the nervous system recognizes regulation as leadership. And this is why meditation changes how people treat you, why conversations shift, why conflicts de-escalate, why attention lingers when you speak, because you are no longer chasing outcomes, you are embodying certainty, and certainty is hypnotic, because the brain craves predictability, and meditation builds internal predictability, because when you sit every day and watch your breath, you are telling your subconscious that you are safe, even without stimulation, even without validation, even without control. And this rewires attachment patterns, because most influence fails because it is rooted in neediness, and neediness repels. But meditation dissolves neediness by fulfilling the mind internally, and a fulfilled mind does not beg for attention, it attracts it, and attraction is influence without effort, because effort signals lack, but presence signals abundance. And meditation cultivates presence by removing mental noise, because noise dilutes intention, and intention directs behavior, and behavior shapes perception, and perception shapes reality, and meditation aligns all four, which is why people feel different after years of practice even if they cannot explain why. Because the change is not conceptual, it is neurological, because meditation thickens the prefrontal cortex, the area responsible for impulse control, empathy, and long-term thinking, while shrinking the amygdala, the fear center, and a mind that fears less and thinks longer becomes influential naturally, because it does not react to provocation, and non-reaction frustrates manipulation, because manipulators rely on emotional hooks, and meditation removes those hooks by creating space between stimulus and response, and in that space lies freedom, but also power back. As the person who controls their response controls the interaction, and interaction is where influence lives. And this is why meditation is dangerous to systems built on distraction, outrage, and fear, because a meditative mind cannot be easily sold to, easily triggered, easily divided, because it sees the pattern behind the message. And once you see the pattern, you cannot unsee it. And when others sense that you see through patterns, they adjust their behavior around you, because awareness changes dynamics, and meditation sharpens awareness beyond words, because it trains you to feel shifts before they happen, to sense tension before it explodes, to detect dishonesty before it speaks, because the body knows before the mind explains. And meditation reconnects you to bodily intelligence, and bodily intelligence reads microsignals others ignore, and those who read microsignals lead macro outcomes. And this is why true influence never announces itself. It operates beneath the surface, like gravity, like rhythm, like breath. And meditation trains you to move at that level, where influence is not something you do, it is something you are. And when you become that, people change around you without knowing why. Conversations soften, resistance lowers, respect increases, because the mind bows to coherence. And meditation is the practice of becoming coherent with yourself. And when inner conflict dissolves, outer conflict loses fuel. And this is the hidden psychology behind mental influence through meditation. Not manipulation, not control, but alignment so deep that the world adjusts naturally, because the strongest force in human psychology is not domination, it is regulation. And the most influential person in the room is not the loudest, not the smartest, not the angriest, but the calmest. And meditation is how calm becomes unshakable.